David's been a good friend, and we talk a lot about inductive and deductive reasoning a lot. And Karl Popper, right? You're a fan. So, anyway, this man has created a Copernican revolution, and it's going to jolt this whole university and the whole field of statistics. We know him right here. All right, let's review. The big X, cause and effect predictions to big Y. Then there are little x, program to observation, and little y. This is your experiment or your qualitative investigation. And what you want to do is check out two sets of assumptions, A1 and A2, assumptions from the big X to the little x, from the big Y to the little y. It's my contention that changing the construct validity in the way that David Trofimo has done and challenging the 0.05 p-value will affect 8 other kinds of validity. In other words, it changes the whole ball game for statistics and how social science is done. This all happens through construct validity, which affects everything else. So does little xy measure adequately and tap the big XY that is your theory, your idea? So the Copernican revolution we're talking about comes through construct validity and changes all remaining kinds of validity and gives science a new storytelling of the empirical world. Now we'll go ahead and look at these particular kinds of validity. First, construct validity, we've already talked about, then face validity. And this affects what we've talked about in the course in a new book I'm doing is the first wave of grounded theory. Does the test, experiment, observation, little x, little y, resemble, through inductive inference, the real world, the actual phenomenon in its space-time mattering? Now, this is an epistemic inductive fallacy unless we are actually doing falsification and we're doing sampling to represent the entire population. Very important is content validity. Does little xy, the measures, actually accomplish the inquiry you want into the big XY theory? And this is deductive theory now we're talking about, without committing any epistemic fallacy of thinking that your way of knowing gets you to an understanding of being in the world, as Heidegger calls it. With discriminant validity, does your little xy measure, your experiment, your test, your surveys, whatever it is, diverge from measures of other groups of people that your theory does not predict? And you want this to be able to have discriminant validity. Now we have nomenological validity, and this is something that's the second and third waves of grounded theory, something I've been writing about. And does this prior theory and research that you're studying in grounded theory on big X, big Y, match the abductive inference, as Charles Saunders Peirce talks about it, those wild guesses, those hunches that you make to determine which hypothesis you should go after? And it involves a kind of intuition. So does this help you decide which of the auxiliary hypotheses that David Trofimo talks about that you want to prioritize first and have some economy in what you're doing? Construct validity also affects convergent validity. Do two or more little xy measures, both purporting to measure big theory x and y, have high empirical correlation or associations in qualitative research? Concurrent validity. Do little xy test results at the same time match results of an accepted measure of big XY theory? Predictive validity. Does the past little x, y result predict future repetitions of performance in other spaces and times? Finally, criterion validity combines concurrent and predictive validity. Does the measure, little x, y measure, relate to an outcome? Does it predict anything? Is it concurrent with anything else? I want to thank everybody that participated in the series of videos about the Copernican Revolution that David Trofimo started. Thank you, David Trofimo. Thank you, Mabel Sanchez and Mystery Interviewer. And for more, please see the study guides at davidboje.com/655. That's where I've got materials for the new book, where I hope to create the fourth wave grounded theory for organizational research methods. I hope you've enjoyed the programs. Let us hear from you.